Hi guys, and welcome to Lesson 37. We are going to be doing Lesson 37 before Lesson 36 because I think that if you get this, Lesson 36 will be easier. It's almost like it's already halfway learned. So today we're working with graphing linear equations that have parallel lines. Now what we're going to learn in this lesson is that if you have two lines with equal slopes, the lines are going to be parallel. Let me show you. So we have two equations here. We have y equals 2x and y equals 2x minus 2. If you notice, our slope for each line is 2. Okay? So I'm going to graph these. I'm going to find 2 points. And I'm only going to do 2 points because it only takes 2 points to define a line. Okay? So here's my x and my y. I'm going to choose 0 and 1 for x. Okay, so if I put in a 0, 2 times 0 is 0. If I put in a 1, 2 times 1 is 2. So I have 0, 0, and 1, 2. So here is my first line. And I'm going to write up here y equals 2x. That way we know which line that is. Okay? I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to find two values. I'm going to choose 0, 1 again. So if it's 0, if x is 0, y is negative 2. It's 1, 2 times 1 is 1, minus 2 is 0. Okay. So here I have 0, negative 2, which makes sense because negative 2 is actually the y-intercept. So that shows up there. Then I have 1, 0. Okay, now let me connect this. Yeah. Just pretend that goes through that line. Okay, as you can see, the lines, they follow each other. They are parallel. So whenever we have equal slopes, our lines will be parallel. Okay. Let me erase this. All right. So what they're going to do in your book is they're going to do some things like this. They're going to give you two equations, and you have to figure out if they would be parallel or not. So the first one they give you is y equals 4x plus 7 and y equals negative 4x plus 3. And they want to know, are these going to be parallel lines? The answer, obviously, well, let's take a look at them first. So our slope here is 4, and this one is negative 4. So the slopes are not parallel, or the slopes are not the same. So no, they're not parallel because the slopes are not equal. Okay? And I'll even draw this out for you and show you. Just so you can see it. Okay, so I have 4x plus 7, so I have a 0 and a 7, a 1 and an 11. So 0, oops, I'm sorry, 0, 7, and then I have 1, 11. So here's the first one. And then for the next one, right here, if I put in a 0, I have 3. If I put in a 1, I have negative 1. So I'd get 0, 3, and 1, negative 1. That's a really crooked line, sorry guys. But you can see that they're definitely not parallel, they do intersect. When we have a positive, it slopes up, a negative, it slopes down. So really, there's no way that those would be parallel. Okay? Here's another one that they're going to try to give you. Y equals 2/3 x minus 5, and y equals 3/2 x minus 5. Well, here we have our slope. This one is 2/3, and this one is 3/2. So this one has a rise of 2 and a run of 3. So it would be like this. 0, -5, 2, 3. And then this one would be 0, -5, so it would be up 3 over 2. So that's what happens when you have reciprocals. Again, these do not match. They are not parallel because the slopes are not the same. Okay? And then the last one they're going to give you looks like this. -3/5 x plus, oops, actually, let me do it this way. -3/5 x plus y minus 1 equals 0, and 3/5 x minus y minus 3 equals 0. Okay. Now if we just look at this like we've been looking at it before, we'll look at these and say, oh, they don't equal, but that's not what we want to do. So don't do it. What you want to do is put it in the slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. We want to have positive y on one side, our slope with x on the other, and our y-intercept, excuse me. So how would I do that? All right. I'm going to start with this one right here. So if I have 3/5 x minus y minus 3 equals 0, I want to get y by itself. So I'm going to just add y to both sides. And that gives me 3/5 x minus 3 equals y. Okay? So I'm going to write that over here. And I'm going to use green. Y equals 3/5 x minus 3. Okay. Now we'll do the other one. I'm going to do this one now. -3/5 x plus y minus 1 equals 0. Well, I want to get positive y by itself, and I see it's already positive. So I'll add 3/5 x to both sides. And I'm also going to just add my 1. That way I just do it all in one step. Okay? That gives me y equals 3/5 x plus 1. Okay, so now I'm looking to see if my slopes are equal. Do my slopes match? Let's see, this one is 3/5, positive 3/5, and this one is also a positive 3/5. So yes, these lines will be parallel. So we would just write yes, and then they'll say, why are they parallel? The slopes are equal. Okay? So the whole thing that you're looking for in this lesson are equal slopes for parallel lines, and if it's in this form, you want to change it to this form, because then you can see very easily if your slopes match or not. And that's it for this lesson. Thanks guys, bye!